So maybe that's a good segue into hiring, and I know you have lots of thoughts around kind of recruiting and hiring best practices. Can you talk through kind of how you think about just hiring and recruiting generally?
Yeah, I think, honestly, the recruiting advice that I tend to give is very tactical, which may be bad. I think it's good, but, I don't have any platitudes for anybody. A players hire A players. Like, what do you do with that? That's completely worthless. And so, I think a lot of the things are pretty simple, and you folks are probably doing it. Number one, write up a role definition. What are you actually trying to hire for, and is there agreement on what you're trying to hire for across the set of people who are interviewing that person? And you'd be surprised by the number of times where people interpret roles very differently. You say, hey, we're going to hire a BD person, and people may have no idea what you mean by that. So number one is sort of level setting, writing it up, discussing with the people we're interviewing, what are we actually looking for. Number two is casting a wide net in terms of the set of people that you're trying to pursue. So, and then three is having a fast process. So if you look at the primary advantage that a startup has against an incumbent when it comes to hiring or recruiting, in some sense it's speed. The faster you can get an offer to somebody, the more likely you are to close them. And so I think those fast turn times actually matter a lot. And also the candidate feels like you're moving them along and you're excited about them versus, hey, I forgot about you and it's 2 weeks later and let me ping you, and it just doesn't come across the right way. And in general, I think that maps into like making it feel professional. Do you send them an offer letter? Is it signed by you? Like, what are the little things that make it feel like you're a bigger organization than you are from the perspective of somebody who's taking risk in terms of joining you? Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes people are just like, I just want to go to a startup and I'm super excited that it's chaotic, but most people aren't that way. And I think one of the biggest mistakes I see founders make, including myself in different periods when I was a founder, especially with my first company, is you project your own willingness and excitement around chaos onto everybody else, right? And so as a founder, you're like, this is awesome. I get to do my own thing and people figure things out and it's so much fun. And most people aren't like that. They want structure, they want clarity, they want to know what they're doing, they want to know where they're heading, they want to know what the goals are, they want to feel safe, And so part of your role, I think, as a CEO is providing all those things. And part of that comes through in the hiring process as well. And then there's other little things, like do you pre-vet who's going to ask what question consistently, and there's a bunch of tactics, but
Which are covered in the book, which everybody should.
Oh yeah, thanks. It's all in here. So, thanks for the plug.